I hope we'll hit a million subscribers someday.
Wow, that's a far-fetched thought.
No, we are just 999,682 subscribers away from this thought.
At the time of writing.
Uh, Thanks for the disclaimer, but how does this hope help?
Bro, hope is a good thing.
Yeah, we've all seen that movie.
Yes, the actual question is how this hope helps anyway. Is hope rational or irrational? Is hope valuable? Is it ever dangerous? Have you ever hoped your favorite team wins? Ever hoped that your exam goes well? Ever hoped that better days will come when you are going through a rough phase? Ever hoped that there should be no poverty in the world and there should be no greed and inequality in the world?
Well, the last time someone hoped for that last part, things didn't really go very well. But on a serious note, what makes us hope for anything? Let's try to understand through a simple definition of hope. A feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. The two keywords to be noted in this definition are expectation and desire.
Essentially, desire and hope are same thing, but make no mistake, there is a very subtle and subjective difference between desire and hope. A desire can be anything, plausible or implausible, achievable or unachievable, but hope is something which is more feasible, a more conservative aspect of desire. At the end of the day, this difference between desire and hope comes down to just sort of wordplay. What actually lies beneath both is essentially expectations. Expectations which caters to the uncertain part of events. We only hope for what is uncertain. If it is certain, what's the point of expecting?
In simple terms, happiness is results minus expectations. When the actual outcome is better than what you expected, you experience happiness. And when it's not at par with what you expected, you are disappointed. More magnified terms for disappointment are sorrow and grief. But do realize that the magnitude of disappointment that you feel when the results are worse than expectation is more than the happiness you would have felt had your expectations been met. I am sure you've heard about the concept of loss aversion. Note that while expectations are not the surest route to disappointment, they are the only route to disappointment.
Hope might give an optimistic approach towards a problem or situation, but it also betrays one from the sheer reality in the face of optimism. Hope or expectation is like a filter or a shade through which you are looking at a situation. In fact, it's one of many. Example, fear and ego. These filters don't allow you to see the situation as it is, and hence you won't be able to take actions necessary for the situation. For example, excess optimism and irrational hope can result in dilution of one's efforts in a tragedy. It prevents one from accepting the tragedy, it eludes one from the authenticity of the moment for a better tomorrow. It prevents one from acknowledging the natural existence of tragedy in our lives.
There can be many reasons for irrational hope. It can be a result of lack of knowledge, which can lead to making a certain assumption that is not practical or has a very little probability of happening. Insufficient insight into what is true and what is good can lead one to irrational hope. For example, imagine a person who doesn't know the probability of outcomes of a coin toss, which is 50-50. Now, since he doesn't know this 50-50 probability concept, he might be expecting something more than 50% in his favor, which is essentially irrational hope. The other cause of irrational hope can be the lack of experience, which is directly related to the first point, the lack of knowledge. The nuances hidden behind might not come to the surface unless you face them, which can be contrasting with your expectations. Think about why a retail investor is most optimistic at the top and most pessimistic at the bottom. Because he doesn't have enough knowledge and experience to figure out when's the top and when's the bottom.
We are neither saying that there should be no hope, nor we are saying there will be better results if you don't hope. It is undeniable that it's the hope that keeps watering the tree of efforts when you have nothing to lose. There is nothing wrong with hope, but it might leave you in a strange and emotional state once the expectations go wrong.
Having all that said about hope, it has to be noted that hope can't only be judged on its rationality or irrationality. It is difficult to assess the circumstances when emotions are attached, as we humans are not entirely rational beings. It's hard to answer if hope should be kept for humans or if hope should be kept off from humans. Think about why only hope stayed back in the Pandora's box. We hope that you liked this video, as they always say, hope is the last thing to ever die.
Even after cockroaches?
Even after cockroaches.